appreciate your time. I got a special event like this evening, something very close to my heart. I got my brother over here with me. We grew up together. Yeah, that's my fam from Stafford, Texas. Ludwig Lane representing. That's right, Ludwig Lane, baby. Remember it. Got my people over here. We here to talk about a few things. We're just hanging out, conversing. It's my man Joe Cortez. He's from the South. He grew up in Stafford. He's known. He's an urban legend in his own, and he's one of our own. He can tell you some things that we done been through and everything. You know, he's been through it. You can call him. You know what I'm saying? He's a certified OG in his own right, and that's what it is. Joe Cortez, I met him through his older sister, Veronica, as we call her, whenever I moved from A-Leaf to Fort Bend, and I didn't really know anybody, and Veronica was actually my first friend who came in and befriended me, and Veronica introduced me to the whole crew over here in Stafford and Most City, and Joe Cortez is her younger brother, and that's the guy I gravitated towards, and we just hung out almost, not just every weekend. It became from every weekend to every day almost. And we used to hang out. We did things that we grew out of now, and we regret that we kind of did. And in a lot of ways, we don't regret, because that's what made us who we are now. And Joe is a family man. He's got children. He's got a wife. Joe just had a tragedy happen in his family. We're going to talk about that. The topic we're going to talk about, probably one of the topics that we're going to talk about, is the topic of anti-vaxxers. Do you believe, why do you think individuals choose to anti-vax, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own right to own their own opinion. So if you got comments, please make sure that they're of respect, because we're all about every philosophy, every mood, every opinion, you know? So everything over here is equal, and that's the way it goes. We're gonna I met him through his sister, and we grew up. We would hang out, laugh. He accepted me into his home. His mom would allow me to crash at his house, and not only did Joe and his sister accept me into their home, but they accepted me into their church. Me as a Muslim kid, I found that to be very inclusive, and I loved it, because we would go hang out. The church had a separate area for the youth, and we would jam out, praise God, and just chill. We had a safe place to hang out, and that's what it was. So along with all the risky things we did, we also had a place to calm down and kick back, and that's the way it became. You know, we grew up, we had fights, and we just got cool after that. That's just the type of homies we were, you know. And I would like to introduce my friend, my brother, Joe Cortez. Here you go, baby. What's up?
What's up?
Man, Joe Cortez, it's been a long time since you came over, man. How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, you know, just chilling.
Maintaining, huh?
Trying to.
Hey, man, what's going on with you in your life like these days? What you doing, where you work, or what kind of work are you into, and what do you like to do? What's your philosophy on life? What do you recommend? What's up?
Oh, man, you know, just been chilling. I ain't been around a while. Been, you know, gone. Florida for a little bit, and, you know, back out here.
Yeah. And weren't you also a coach of a championship? I wouldn't call it a little league. It would call it like a minor league team, a football team, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. You know, probably about like 10 years ago or so.
10 years ago, like, who were you? What kind of league was it, and what age group were you the head coach of? Because I saw you on the news, but and you were talking about your team like you were. I mean, you are about it, but you know what I'm saying. So like what's the name? What was the name of the league, and what was the name of the team, and what age group was the team about?
Yeah, man, it was for the World Football League, and basically it was anybody 18 and up.
Okay.
You know, still wanted the ball, and yeah, so you know that's pretty much how that went.
So it was a league for young men, even if it was over 18, for whoever wanted to ball and be part of a team, like an organized team, right?
Yeah, you know, it was trying to get people to, if they haven't been in college, get that experience right before they head out. Or, some people trying to get back into the league, NFL, or
and get noticed.
Yeah.
Huh. That's what's about. How many games did you have to play in order to get to the championship level?
All right. We played a couple of games, like 5, I want to say.
And did you play from teams all around Texas or all around Houston?
Oh, no, all around Texas.
Sorry, we're over here at Chief and Reefa. Nah, but all around Texas and all around the country, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever have to travel in your games?
The farthest we traveled was playing in Dallas.
Okay. And the championship game, what was over here in Houston?
Yeah.
Was that the game that you called me about to come and announce with you at?
Yeah, come through. It was Demo's team from Screwed Up Click.
That was actually his team?
Yeah.
So Demo is actually out there doing that?
Oh, yeah, he was out there.
How'd you manage to become the head coach?
Oh, no. We played against Demo's team.
You played against them?
Yeah.
Man. I remember when you called me and you invited me, and my heart was like, man, I don't know why I messed my life up like the way I did to not be able to hoop or play again. But when he called me up, I wanted to be a part of that team so bad because these guys were at it. These guys were serious. I'm talking about when I would say serious, you turn on Fox 26 News, these boys was out there. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool, man. That's cool that you did that. You played a little bit of football too in your life, huh?
Yeah.
What did you play for, a high school team, or what kind of team did you play for?
High school, college, played arena.
Wow, you played in arena football?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's something I did not know about you, man. I wish we had Facebook and everything around that time because I know everybody would have been on your nuts about it.
Yeah.
Man. But that's cool, Joe. So you said that you moved to Florida, huh?
Yeah.
Your older kinfolk, what was his name?
Jesse.
Jesse, I remember. Jesse was an OG at that time whenever we were kids, and he managed to change his life around and join the Navy, is that right?
Yeah.
Jesse joined the Navy and moved out of Texas and left the nest, and he made something of himself, you know what I'm saying? Jesse actually managed to not only join the Navy, but he came out of the Navy, got himself a wife, he had kids, and moved out and made himself a working man, and he just made his own pad and crashed in Florida. And what he did was took a 15-year-old Joe. He took a 15-year-old Joe. If you met Joe at 15, you would be afraid of him. Trust me, I know. He would fight himself. He would kick his own ass. He was that tough. You know what I'm saying? And man, he wasn't a dumbass though. He was a smart cat. We were just involved in things that we shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a part of growing up in the hood where we from. But Jesse came and Jesse took his little brother out of the hood and took him with him to Florida. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah.
And he basically raised him. And he basically showed him the ins and outs of life and helped him think on his own and make his own choices. And Joe came back. Joe was a whole nother man. I remember that. He wasn't about the bullshit. He was about the work. He was about the family. He was focused on a whole nother format. What did he do for you, Joe, that made you change like the way you did?
Oh man, it was a lot of work. It was hard head when I first got out there. Still thinking on ways out here.
Yeah.
And basically he was like, you don't gotta be that. You could be better than that. He helped me with school, getting a job, trying to go to college and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, he's the coolest dude I know.
Unfortunately, our brother passed away this week, actually, due to COVID, and another victim to this deadly virus. Rest in peace, and let's please have a moment of silence for our brother, Jesse Cortez, naval sailor, family man, and dad, and big brother. Let's have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jesse, we're going to keep you in our thoughts, in the prayers, and we thank Joe for taking the time to come out here in this trying time to even just talk to us and let us talk about his older brother and his tragedy which happened to him, this family. So, Joe, he passed away due to COVID, right?
Yeah.
And I believe you said that he thought of COVID as a hoax, and he didn't believe in the vaccine, and no matter what his politics was, we're not here to talk about that. Who cares about what that was? He was one of the kind. He believed in a natural cure. He had a view, and he lived up to it, and he had to go from it. But God only calls who he wants, when he wants, no matter what, whether it be COVID, whether it be in his sleep, whatever. And God calls like the ones closest to him early. See, what do you think, Joe? In my view, whether you believe it or not, see, I'm an overweight guy. I'm a big dude. I've been Big Zach since my man knew me over here. You know what I'm saying? And they say that people who are overweight tend to survive less if they are not vaccinated on COVID, with COVID. And Jesse was a little overweight. He was a big dude like me, but he wasn't able to make it because he didn't have a vaccine. But we don't really know exactly if that's the way he passed. It could have been for anything. My man over here says he's got some speculations that he could have passed another way. What do you think about that, Joe?
Oh, yeah, so I've heard it from a couple people before this happened, when they start putting the ventilators on people to help them breathe, that it actually
kills them.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I heard too. I just know anybody who gets placed on the ventilator, anybody, they're about to go.
Yeah.
And that ventilator is supposed to keep you alive. But why is it that the doctors are choosing to turn off the plug when the lungs are not able to take care of themselves? The lungs are not the mind. The mind is being turned off. You pull the plug whenever the mind is not able to take care of himself. Was his mind working right as far as whenever he was in the coma?
So, the day before he was talking, he was all right.
Wow.
There was nothing to really make you believe that was going to even happen. He was, struggling with the cough and everything like that, but nothing to make you stop breathing on your own.
Right.
They were saying that when that ventilator goes in, it helps build liquid in the lung because it's not naturally, doing what it's supposed to do. And I've heard that before that even happened. So, to see that they sedated him. He didn't even, do it by his choice, really.
So the ventilator was not by his choice or your family's choice?
Nobody was notified that they were going to do that. And, if you're talking the day before, and we weren't alerted that he wasn't put on there, how's it just...
So they placed him on the ventilator without your consent, and then 24 hours after he was talking and able to converse and articulate, they took him basically off the ventilator and let him go. But the reason they do that is because the lungs stop responding and the lungs stop working on their own. But the lungs are not like the mind. Are the minds? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor here.
Yeah.
Because all I know is that they pull the plug on you when the mind stops working.
Yeah.
But his mind was working. His lungs were not.
So, while he was on that ventilator, he had a heart attack and died.
So he died while he was on the ventilator?
Yeah.
Okay.
He died on the ventilator, sedated, and his heart stopped. But none of these were the reasons why he was there. In fact, he died of a heart attack while in the hospital. And that doesn't sit right.
We're common folk. We don't know about the medical system. Why did they do? See, when I was in the coma, they took out my gallbladder without even knowing why. They just told me it would be helpful in the long run. And when doctors looked at it 10 years later, they said, why did they even take it out? We don't know why they do what they do. Was he in a community hospital or did he have insurance and he was in the VA or something?
No, he actually had insurance, and he went to a really nice Baptist hospital.
So this wasn't like the hood where they take you in like Bentob, and they just take you in if you don't have no insurance, and they take care of you and they let you go and you owe money for the rest of your life. But this was actually well-paid insurance. This was a good healthcare system.
Yeah, it's one of
what's
Florida
the point of
area's top hospital?
Florida, where it's, I mean, I'm not gonna make it about race, but Florida is majority white, old white folks. They have the best healthcare in the country, most likely. Why is this mystery happening in a place where healthcare is so prominent?
I mean, that gets me, in there for COVID. Ended up having some lung problems towards before this happened, and then dies of a heart attack. And he was just talking fine the day before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If that something like that happened to my family, I'd be going crazy. How the hell are you able to keep your composure, bro?
Man, I'm not even sure. I'm still
numb to it.
'Cause, I mean, he was even sending pictures to my mom, his mom. She wanted to see, like, okay, let me make sure you're doing good. All right, yeah, you look fine.
So his mind was working enough to where he can operate a phone and send photos of himself in the hospital, plugged up, to his mother.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually got one of them.
Joe's about to show me a photo from him on his phone. Man.
Just keep all of that in mind when you see it. This is him.
This is him in the hospital. He looks healthy. He's got his lady with him. He looks like a regular. He looks like he's functioning. He's got his face all trimmed up. He looks good, man. He don't look like a patient.
Yeah, man. Listening to music.
Wow. Well, I can at least say he went loved, chilling, parlaying, and then he had to face like a mysterious way of going to God. Man. Well, I mean, I just saw a picture of the man. He looked good.
This is in the hospital. This is what we got. You know what I'm saying? This is what. How's he doing? Oh, look. I mean, he's alright. Talked to him today. He said this. He said that. Like I said,
Just another number.
Yeah.
Just another number over here.
This is the thing that kind of blew my mind. That he, on one of the last days, complained that, they weren't really helping him too much. And he actually told the doctor, I know you don't want to be in here right now, but I don't want to be in here right now.
Right.
So you do your job and I'll get out of your face.
Man.
And, for my brother to say that, I'm kind of chillax now, but, he definitely don't even come at people wrong. He's so calm. So to hear him say that's crazy to me.
Man, this man was a Christian man, a God believing man. He was a man of faith. Let's leave it at that. A man of faith. Anybody, any religion, any caste, anything of faith, you have to respect, because it takes courage to believe in the unseen and to put faith in it, because it's out of love and trust and hope. And love, trust, and hope, those are key things. That's all we got at the end of the day. I mean, really, if you think about it, in this world, you're pretty much on your own. And if you don't have love, if you don't have trust, if you don't have hope, then what the hell? Where the hell are you? Now, let's go on another topic. Let's try to move towards something else. What can you say, Joe, about our childhood? Like, what kind of cards were we dealt? Like, as minorities. Fort Bend is a really good school district, but Stafford and most city are not exactly they have all the facilities we need. They can take you to a juvenile if we act up. You know what I'm saying? They can put you in a boot camp. They have enough of that. But are there any things that keep you away from deterring from that way? Like, what kind of cards do you think you were dealt? Do you think we were meant to be fucked over? Do you think we chose what we chose? Do you think we were lost and without any hope? Because my view is this. People say in school we need more teachers. Now, I love education. You can see my library. But I think education is something when you're hungry and when you're curious about something, you go look it up, like you go on Google. But in school, I think we need more coaches, more mentors. Because when you're at an age like 11 through 17, you need guidance. You need somebody to mold you. We talked about when I think we should smoke marijuana. I think we should have been introduced to marijuana at the age of 40, when we had developed, when we had known life, and when we had accepted and grown and just developed all the way. And then when life seemed like it can't get any more fun, boom, marijuana comes in. You know what I'm saying? But really, I think we need coaches and mentors more in school, and we didn't have enough of those. We had more cops who weren't peacekeepers. We had cops who were more down to take you to jail, not to prevent anything from happening. What do you think, Joe?
I mean,
we did what we did because we chose, or because we didn't have any other alternatives to do?
I mean, we always got a choice, but to some of the things we did was to us gonna help us out at the moment.
Wow.
Not long term or nothing like that, so
we had to go day by day and survive.
Sometimes, we did. For me, it was pretty crazy. My brother was gone, Cesar was gone.
Mom was always working.
Mom was, basically gone for weeks at a time. Doing what she did for work, and she had no relationship with my dad. So you
were on your own, and Veronica was the only one.
Yeah, and she left me pretty much like around 15, 14, somewhere like that. So
Veronica was a kid too, though. So Veronica had to take care of herself. So I feel you.
Yeah, so once she bounced, shit, I'm just a dude chilling there, one dude, and trying to figure everything out. So
And then we came in the mix. We were crazy as hell. Joe was down. Joe had heart and strong and muscle, but Joe was mentally a calm and cool guy. He wasn't a violent dude. He just I don't know. I think it was a lot of things that affected us to be violent. But I mean, I'm gonna say things not to protect the innocent, but I'm gonna say things to protect the guilty, because we did things and we admit it. But we're not gonna name any names. But people of our crew, when I say that, it could be us, it could be me, it could be Joe, it could be one of our dudes. But people of our crew, we would go around doing drugs, jacking people, gang banging, jacking cars. This is a reality we had to live in. We were lost. We didn't have God in our life. You know? This is the reality we lived in. We didn't look at cops as peace officers. We looked at them trying to look for us doing something and arresting us and taking to jail. Kicked out of school. Our parents were gone working, doing their thing because they had to survive too. We came from good families who loved us, but they all had to take care of themselves, so we were left to take care of ourselves. That's when we need coaches.
Yeah, definitely needed something. I mean, we were basically a whole bunch of dudes who wanted to eat.
Oh, man.
You know, so who was there to say no or stop? It wasn't a good idea.
No, it wasn't.
You
I
know?
swear to you, it wasn't.
Oh, it was us saying, hey, look, man, here's a lick we could come up on. Who's down?
I remember that.
And nobody to say, hey, you know, that might have a long-term effect.
Not one person. We were all like, okay, let's do it. Everybody had an equal love, equal downness, equal everything. We were devoted to each other.
Yeah.
That's how crazy we were.
Still in the mix with a lot of them.
Yep. Whole another format, but we still connected.
Yeah, you know, we all got families and doing our things, but sure, we still down.
I mean, we still down for each other. That's for damn sure.
But
You know what I'm saying? But you got to realize where we come from, man. We come from a whole nother world. I mean, I'm surprised, and that's when I mentioned him accepting me into his church. We had things like that in our community that would help us. I wasn't plugged into my Islamic culture. I wasn't informed about it. It wasn't taught at home. I had to learn my identity on my own because everything I learned was from the hood. Practically, I was raised Christian. That's why I have so much respect, faith in a way too, and tolerance for Christianity and other religions, because we come from a hood where we had every race out there, every color being down for us. It wasn't just screwed up Mexicans, because that was just one of our crew. We're going to talk about that in the future when my man comes over here. But these people we accepted each other. That's all we had. But the thing is, I forgot the point I was going to make, man. Fuck.
yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. I remember, you know, we all went to that church.
Yeah.
And, you know, inside, like it says, it's built in us. We knew it was something we had to do,
Right.
like search for knowledge, like, you know, and, you know, you started this faith and you went to a different faith, you know, because of search for knowledge.
First, search for self, really.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
I had to go to my roots.
Embedded in all of us is in there. For some reason, you know, we have to search for that. And everybody has their own search.
My brother, Christianity is so damn close to my heart. I married a Christian woman. From my country, she's from Pakistan as well, but she's a Christian woman. A non-denominational. She comes from a Presbyterian background, but she's a Christian woman. And she teaches me every single day how to live life. Jesus Christ taught me how to live life. My man Papa Rich is going out there trying to be a prophet, and I talk to him that prophets go through things. And he's going through things. He's walking the walk as he's talking the talk. He's going through things, but he's living like a prophet. He may not be one, but he is he's walking the walk. That's grown man shit. Now, back to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ came to do away with religion, as far as I believe. Jesus Christ freed us from bonds that the Jews, I mean, not those Jews, but that the Pharisees and all of them were holding against us. He said, you can find God through me. My faith, it goes against that, but still, I believe in that philosophy. That philosophy touched me in my heart. I am what I am, but I keep my mind and my heart open. Prophet Muhammad came to free us. He's got his pros and cons about him, but that's just, I mean, whatever it is, we're not going to talk into the philosophies of religion right now. Maybe we will in the future, or we can whenever. But right now, we're just talking about the fact that we had to find truth, we had to find hope, we had to find love somewhere. For me, it was my hood. Then as I grew up, I had to find myself. A real man walks alone. A real man don't need a crew. A real man walks with God. I had to find my identity. I had to search for mine. I knew what I was, but nobody taught me what I was. So I taught myself Arabic. I taught myself the Quran from a teacher. I sought him out, and he taught me. Now I'm learning every single day. I'm not number one Muslim out there. Neither any Muslim out there. There's billions of us out there. We're the most populated religion in the world. But I'm not saying numbers mean truth. Any truth could be in anything. God could be in anything. God isn't in us. God is in us. I told Joe to turn off his phone, and I didn't turn mine off.
Yep.
What the hell, man? Come on now. I'm over here talking shit.
Make sure you turn your phone off.
Hey, make sure you turn your phone off, and boom. Look what this is.
Y'all hear that. And definitely ring.
Practice what you preach, people. Practice what you preach. Oh, man, my bad, man. Nah, but still, guys. You know, you have to search. You can't be walking around hopeless. Because if you walk around hopeless, they will lock you up. They will leave you to die. This guy had insurance. This guy had family. This guy had history. This guy had credentials, and they let him go. Jesse Cortez, remember that. Jesse Cortez, navalman. This guy had name. This guy had brand. This wasn't an ordinary Mexican kid. This was a grown man. Find your niche. Find your truth. Find your hope. Research. Learn. Read, motherfuckers. We're not the best. We never will be, because we're meant to be imperfect in this life. The afterlife is the perfect one. Try what you can. Because these streets will eat you alive. These people will lock you up and just throw away the keys. They don't care about you. My man Brando right now is going through things. He's going to come through and talk to you about us. He's got a family. He's got a wife he loves. Joe had to cut off from us. We missed him. He cut off from us. We were like, where did Joe go? But Joe found himself, and he's searching even now. He ain't perfect, but he's doing what he can. He's walking the walk. Take care of his family. Living the life.
Oh, yeah, you know. Everybody's got to do it. You know, the hardest part of seeking truth and is making time for it. And, you know, spend a lot of time one deep trying to figure it out. You know, and searching pretty much kept me away from everybody. I questioned a lot of things.
You questioned a lot of things, huh?
Yeah.
That's the biggest part right there. That takes nuts to go away from what you're comfortable with. To question the authority. To see what's beyond.
Thinking your life is one thing, and then, you know, you get introduced to some truths, and you just gotta look into it. You know, that's how you find yourself. You know, you gotta figure out yourself before you start, you know, being around others. or you might get caught up some of the shit they doing. 'Cause, you know what I'm saying? You thinking what you're worth. And, you know, I stay true to that. You know, some people do some shit. I'm like, bro, why? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, nah, man, that shit ain't for me. You know? Not knocking on anybody, but, you know, I was raised having a hard ass life.
Man.
Ain't trying to die
For
having
real.
a hard ass life.
He ain't lying though. That's the thing. He might be laughing, but he knows it's true. You better believe it, motherfuckers. There's a heaven, there's a hell. There's a heaven and there's a hell. Believe it. It could be out here in this world. You put yourself through shit, you would find yourself a hell. Ain't there really a hell out here?
Yeah, you know, but there's some people of ours behind bars
Man.
won't
Won't ever see the light of day.
ever see the light of day or ever have a free day to themselves.
Man.
Ever.
Government slave for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Government slave.
Yeah. I mean, basically,
You better learn how to speak and walk and talk. Otherwise, they will make you a government slave, motherfuckers.
yeah, I mean, he
Why do you
basically has no life anymore. It's like, he bad. You know what I'm saying? We got people that is never going to come home. And, you know, right before that shit, you know, hey, come through, come do this, come do that. You don't know what the hell being around certain folks is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, find yourself.
Why do we follow these men, these gods, these prophets? Prophet Muhammad was an illiterate. He didn't know how to walk. He didn't know how to talk. He didn't know how to read, write. And God chose him, a nobody, an orphan. Why do you think we follow like these kinds of men? Why do you think we follow Jesus Christ? Because if you don't learn how to walk, talk, deal with folks, that's our hope, that's our love, that's our, you know what I'm saying, that's our future. If we don't learn how to do these things, they will put you away. Whether it be into a jail cell, a mental hospital, whether it be into a graveyard, or a nursing home like the way I ended up. I mean, shit, man. Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
It really is. And you can laugh all you want to. You can laugh all you want to. But you better believe. You better believe, motherfuckers. It's real out here. Joe, we got only a few more minutes. Is there anything that you'd like to say, that you'd like to end off with any advice? Any words of wisdom? I mean, the mic's yours, baby. Anything you want to say, homie?
Well, you know, the biggest thing I could say is search for the truth. Everything. Whether it's the truth of every day or, you know, you find the truth about your faith, whatever it may be. Oh, man, truths, they affect everything. You know, who you with, what you do in life, everything. Chase that.
Any message you have to your kids?
Oh yeah, keep doing your best. They cool.
They cool?
Yeah.
How many you got?
3.
What's their names?
Melody, Ariel, and Maximilian.
Wow. That's a nice name.
Yeah.
That's a strong name.
Hopefully it comes out.
You wanted to call him Maximilian or Maximus?
No, Maximilian.
Wow. Well, man, Joe, I appreciate you coming over here, man, taking the time out. I appreciate you talking about, you know, our kinfolk who went to God. I appreciate you opening up, you know, letting us have some words of wisdom. Thank you for your time, brother. God bless you. We love you. Take care of yourself always. Keep your head up and don't change, Joe. OG Joe Cortez, baby. One and only.